Great. Thanks very much for joining us, everybody. I'm really delighted to be joined by Fiona Reynolds, the Deputy Director for Internationalisation at Maynooth University. And Fiona, we're both talking to each other from our homes. University staff, students, so we're all working from home. So maybe I can start by asking you, what is the situation like in Maynooth at the moment? How are things doing? How are you doing over there?
Yeah, thanks, Jacob, for having this chat with me today. So I think in Ireland we've reacted very well and reacted very quickly. And the public are adhering to the guidelines that the government have come out with. So, for instance, social distancing, keeping 2 meters apart from people when you're out, only travelling within 2 kilometres of your home, only for exercise or to get medical supplies. So we reacted quickly, and the public have taken on board the advice. So I think we're in a good position in Ireland at the moment. And the steady flow of numbers in terms of the number of COVID cases, and the number of deaths, it has actually steadied over the last kind of week. So I think we're happy. It's very difficult times for everybody, but I think we're happy in Ireland with our response and how the public have reacted. I think in the beginning people were a little bit panicked, and there was an element, as there was in many other countries, of bulk buying, and the fear that we might run out of food or run out of particular products. But actually that isn't the case. The supply chain is very strong in Ireland. We do produce a lot of our own, for instance, meat and veg and dairy products here, so we're well supplied. So nobody is going short on that. I think one of the very positive aspects that the government have come out with a scheme for international students who were working here and unfortunately lost their jobs, so they could have been working in retail or quality. So the government are supporting international students. They do have access to a COVID payment to allow them to continue to live and study in Ireland, and I think that's been really, really positive. And we've had a very good reaction back from our students on that support from the Irish government.
And that's €350 per week, I think.
It is. It's a really, really good amount, and I think we've recognised the contribution that international students give to our economy, and also to the global aspect that we have here in Ireland. And I think it's a good recognition of the contribution of international students that the Irish government have and public have decided to give back and to support students while they're here.
Yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely right. So how about for current international students at Maynooth right now? How is Maynooth supporting them right now?
So again, I suppose what I can mention is the location of Maynooth. We're near enough to Dublin to be able to get into what is a major European capital city, and nightlife and clubs and restaurants. But we're also far enough away that we're a university town. So again, in terms of the current situation, it's not very densely populated. There's 13,000 people living in Maynooth and 13,000 students. So it is a small population. So in that way, it's actually safer than probably going to, a big city to study at the moment. So our current students, we've come up with a number of initiatives, and the International Office, we've been extremely active in supporting our current students. So one of the, I suppose, social aspects to what we're doing is we have twice weekly what we're calling Tea and Tato session. Tato, for those who know, is a very famous Irish crisp brand. So we're doing a session with students, just chatting around how they're finding, studying remotely, what films are they watching, what books are they reading, and 2 members of the International Office are leading that pretty informal conversation. But we're also finding it's not just students who are here. Our own Maynooth students who've had to stay abroad in other countries, they're linking in, and they're giving a perspective from students that are still in China, or they may be still in the States, or wherever they are. So it's created quite a nice community. But it's meant to be fun. It's meant to be supportive. So that's the first thing that we're doing for them. We're also running a number of Q&A sessions with our offer holders. So we're doing them by programme and also by country. and we're doing those on an ongoing basis. And we have had the program director, for instance, of business and analytics, has had a Q&A session with all of the offer holders for that program. We're in constant email communication. We're sending out a survey to the students this week, really just to find out how they are, where they're at in their decision-making process, and just trying to gather information so we can feed back to them what are they looking for from us, what information are they looking for, and how we can best support them, because we recognise that it's very difficult circumstances for students now. All of the learning is being done online. We've moved 100% onto e-learning. There's no face-to-face teaching at the moment, and I think Maynooth made that transition very well and very quickly. And the feedback from students is that some of them love it, and others struggle, and we're trying to find tools to support them to maximise their learning online, because it is a very, very different learning experience. Having done both myself, it's a very different way of organising yourself and learning, and still trying to have that peer learning, which is really, really important at third level university as well. So we've had good feedback in terms of the support. The international office, we're all working hard to keep in contact, and ultimately to be as supportive as possible to our current and also to our future students.
Yeah, thanks, Fiona. So how about those future students? University staff are working from home, but students can still submit their applications and receive offers. Any changes that new and potential students for the fall, the autumn intake need to be aware of?
Yeah, sure. So as you said, we're all working remotely at the moment, but the admissions team are working away. We're still accepting applications, and we will be up until probably the end of the summer. So it's business as usual, except that we're working from home. So what I would say to future applicants or students considering Maynooth is, please do apply, continue to apply. We're there to answer your questions. We have constantly people monitoring the inbox and answering queries. We're having a virtual open fair this weekend, and we've invited all of our prospective students to that, and that's a live Q&A session. So I would encourage people to visit that. You will find we have a new FAQ section on our website on the international landing page, and that will probably answer most of the questions. But the main changes for September is, number one, we're going to be absolutely as flexible as possible. So if students don't have attested transcripts, we will accept unattested transcripts and issue a conditional offer. In terms of English, obviously the IELTS centres are closed around the world at the moment, so we're accepting Duolingo now as well, so that is a change. And other than that, I think it's just really around flexibility. For September, we're intending to go ahead with our September intake as usual, but if there is any other additional questions, they can be found on the FAQ page on the international landing page.
That's great, Fiona. Thanks so much for your time today and for sharing those updates and answers with us. Thank you.
Thanks for the call, Jacob.